I see a lot of comments from high school students asking for help on how to get a 5 on any AP exam, like AP World History or even AP Psychology. But is it really that hard to get a 5? To be honest, no. As a student that got 2 5s and a 4 last year, I'll be walking you through the tips and tricks on how to get a 5 on any AP exam that you take. So the first step to absolutely crushing your next AP exam is to create a study schedule. A lot of people think this is obvious, but I don't see many people doing it. You should first note that you should be studying at least 1 to 2 months in advance of your AP exam. For your study schedule, it should have a structure. For example, if you're studying AP World History, your schedule should consist of a timeline study where you place certain events on a timeline, and MCQ practice, and even writing under pressure or timed writing practice. The reason events and timelines are so important for AP World History is because contextualization is so important for this class. Political cartoons, images, they all most likely give you a timeline of when the photo took place or something similar. Similar to AP Lang, you should be practicing, writing a thesis, finding evidence, and planning, all while being timed to prepare for the writing section. The next thing you should be doing is staying consistent. Studying for one day, then a week later, you continue studying, isn't going to cut it. You should be studying every day for at least 30 minutes to 2 hours in order to adequately prepare for your AP exams. Here is my own study schedule. As you can see, I'm splitting up the weeks into sections for each AP exam and then creating my own study schedule for that topic. Another thing you should be doing is actively looking for online resources. Nowadays, you can find almost anything online. If you search how to get a 5 on an AP exam, many people are recommending using online resources like packets, notes, guides, everything. And these recommendations shouldn't be ignored. You can find so many unit review packets for APs like AP Psychology or any AP History course. These help drastically with recall. You should sit in a room, throw away all distractions, and time yourself answering these packets. Being able to answer under pressure is a skill you must master, especially if you're a bad test taker. For many AP exams, each question should take about a minute. AP World History is 55 questions in 50 minutes, APUSH is 55 and 55, and even AP Environmental Science is 80 and 90. Now, math does differ a bit, but that's due to math questions normally requiring some sort of solving technique, while history and social science are more of just remembering and recall. Now, another thing that I found useful was recall and reproducing what I know. For example, if I was studying an event from AP World History, I would say out loud what I know. I would talk about the time period, what happened in the surrounding years, and the overall event and the significance of it. Basically, treat this as if you're talking to a 5th grader. Explain the topic as if you're talking to a child, and wherever you struggle, write that down and review it. This is one of the best and underrated ways of remembering and understanding certain topics. Last but not least, you need to be taking practice exams. You can find so many of these online, and your teacher may even assign them in AP Classroom. Go over these exams and once finished, review your mistakes. You should write down those mistakes, what unit they're from, and other information so that you can come back to it. You should have a flashcard set of all of these questions and review them days before the exam so that you can refresh your memory on the most difficult questions. You should also check out apstudy.org, which was a Discord partner we had a while ago. The whole website has many notes on popular AP courses, and I'll link it in the description down below. I also have my own personal Discord where you can ask for math help and so much more, so be sure to join that too. Now, one thing I do not recommend for anybody that's taking the AP exam is to not study or wait the day before the exam. Now, I know a lot of people that do this, and I myself am guilty of studying for the AP Pre-Calculus exam days before, but you should still be taking the right amount of time to study for your exams. Studying the day before is proven to not work, especially cramming. So instead of cramming, you should spend the next 2 months or 1 month studying for your AP exam and following all these tips and tricks so that you can really get a 5. Because at the end of the day, going into your exam being tired, unfocused, and basically cramming everything in your head is not going to work. Everything that you've crammed is going to come up blank when you're taking the AP exam, which is also known as brain fog. So in order to avoid this, be sure to study in set intervals for days, weeks, and months in order to adequately prepare for this exam, because at the end of the day, you should not be cramming for anything, and although it may have gotten you through high school, it's definitely not going to help you on an exam, an environment that's already stressful where you have to sit in a room with hundreds of other students and take it in complete silence while parents and volunteers are walking around and making sure you're not doing anything weird. Obviously, you need to be taking breaks and staying disciplined. But to be honest, passing an AP exam is not that hard. The real struggle is getting a 4 or a 5 and hopefully this video helped you understand how to do so. A key thing to know is that the FRQ section normally distinguishes students that get a 4 or a 5, so be sure to practice the FRQ as well, as it's very important and makes or break your chance to getting a 5 on the AP exam. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and as always, I'll see you all in the next video.